Hello everyone, welcome to our channel again. So today in this video we are going to discuss about AWS real-time interview question on EC2, which is user data. Okay, we are going to discuss about one of the really important concept, which is EC2 user data. So sometimes this interview question is mostly asked interview question among the interviewers in all the companies. So if you can see the question, so what is user data section in EC2? Okay, and what is the purpose of it? Okay, so if you can see this, so interviewer is trying to understand, did you really know what is easy to use the data? Have you just used it sometime, or what is the purpose of it, and for what are the reasons we have to use? Okay, all this stuff, right? So if you want to answer for this one, so the answer for this one is going to be easy to use the data is the metadata field. Okay, so in Amazon EC2 instance that allows users to customize and automate tasks during bootstrapping process. For example, so EC2 user data is nothing but it's a better data, right? So for example, if you want to install Apache or web server, or any kind of web server or Nginx or anything, so if you want to install any kind of automation scripts that has to be executed, so during the installation process, which is a bootstrapping process, and in that time we have to use EC2 user data. Okay, so we're going to show you in the demo like what is EC2 user data and how are we going to use it. Okay, so I'm going to go back here and see that. Okay, so EC2 user data. So let's see, like so for in order to access EC2 user data, first you need to launch instance. Okay, so I'm going to launch instance. Okay, so the instance name is going to be EC. Okay, cloud institution. Okay, user data is the instance name. Okay, so now what are we going to do is that I'm going to use Amazon Linux image. Okay, so and then I'm going to come down t2.micro, all these things we already seen so many times. So keep a login. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to use the cloud institution key is what the key which I'm going to use. And then here, as you can see here, I'm just allowing only SSH traffic. Okay, now I want to enable the traffic on HTTP as well. Okay, so I wanted to enable the traffic for HTTP as well. So now what I'm doing is that I'm going to configure storage. The storage has to be configured, and this is 8 GB. Okay, so that's all. We usually try to launch the instance, right? But in this case, now we are going to do advanced settings. Let's go to the advanced details. Just scroll all the way down. Okay, so here there is the option to choose the file or type the copy and paste the file over here. So now I already prepared one script, so this is shell script which I've copied, which prepared, that can be used to okay, that can be used to install HTTPD. Okay, so install the HTTPD server during the installation itself. Okay, so what happens is that whenever you are just executing this user data, this is kind of user data field. So whenever you are giving the user data field over here, what's going to be happening is that it will install this package. First of all, it will go do sudo su, okay, which will go inside the root, because we don't have a so we'll be having this script will be running as a easy to user. Okay, so it will be going into the root, and then it will do is yum update y. It will try to update the yum repository, then yum install httpd.x86.64. okay, it's going to be installing this package, which means that is the web server. Okay, so then it's going to start httpd service, and then this is going to be enabling httpd service. So this is very important, guys. So you have to enable the httpd service, okay, during the installation, because it's almost like restarting, right? It's almost like the during boot up, it's almost like restarting. So if so if even though if you start it, the service during the restart will be stopped. Okay, so we already seen this as a one of the interview questions in the previous session. So if you didn't watch this one, please go and watch it. So now then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to get the host name, and I'm going to put that host name in /www html index.html field. Okay, so this was simply a shell script that will install httpd, and then it'll create one file which is index.html on document root, and then it's going to copy the content over here. Okay, I'm going to launch instance now. I'm going to launch instance. Okay, so it's EC2 instance is getting launched. Okay, as you can see here, okay, it must be having a IP address. Okay, it must be having a public IP address of this machine. Okay, so it must be having a public IP address, right? So what are we going to do is that if we're going to just, okay, copy this IP address and just pasting it over here. Okay, so because just now it's got created, this instance is got created, it will take some fraction of seconds, fraction of minute to completely boot up. Okay, so now it's running. So it is initializing. Now it is not working, right? So now we'll see if the HTTP traffic is enabled here or not. Okay, it has been enabled. Okay, so now we'll go and see, so we'll go and check what is the problem has been happened inside the server. Okay, so because it is really not working. Oh yeah, so okay, so it is just working, right? So it was taking some time, as I mentioned with you, it is taking some time. So we have run the script to install HTTPD automatically. So usually if you create a EC2 instance, you won't be able to get any kind of a package will be default. By default the package won't be installed, right? So here if you can see here that HTTPD package is installed and it's showing the output. So the output what we have seen here is that, okay, hello world from the host name. Okay, this was the text we have given. So here is showing that hello world from this host. This is the host name of this machine. Okay, if you can copy this one and if you can see this, here as well. Okay, details, you can find the host name type. Okay, it's going to be this one. Okay, so it is working perfectly. Okay, similarly if you want to create any kind of a, if you want to have any user data options, whatever you wanted to create it, you can just create it like this and you can execute it. Okay, so I hope this video was really helpful for you guys to understand what is user data and how to install some packages using user data. Okay, so and thank you so much for watching. And if you didn't follow our Instagram page, and you can just follow it, and please subscribe to our channel so that you can get more and more questions like this. Okay, so see you again in the next video, guys.